Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully get that data. Right now if you select it as a our date, and after that if you click as a search, it's perfectly getting all that our data, right? And that means month wise all the data. So right now I want to do from here, if you select this date and after that if you click as a submit, that will be as a inserted this data. So for the reasons in our add page I have already add this form, right? So that is one of the form, and now that is our account salary store. So I have already created this method. If you go to our web route, that is our account salary store. In our account salary controller, that is our account salary store method, and also this method as a post method, right? So now if you go there, so that is our account salary store. So as a post method also you have to pass that as a request. Remember before, actually I did that wrong, that is I forget it, that right now that you have to obviously pass that as a request and the dollar request. So that will be as a request and the dollar request, and after that it should be just like our student fee. Okay, if you go to that our student fee controller, into the student fee controller I did the same thing. You can see for the get store student, and then there is our student store, right? So that will be same, friend. Right now I copy it. I simply copy everything. That is our AND method. So before this AND method I copy it. Okay, I copy total things from to this position, and now in our account salary here I want to do and to paste it. So that is our AND method. Okay, that is our AND method, and then that is our total previous thing. So now we will customize it very easily. I show you, like there is a date, and you can see I have already put the same name, that is our requested field name. If you go to our add for our employee, so for the employee that is actually the same name as a date, right? So name is as a date. Perfect. So after that I want to do and to make it as a date formatted as a year or month, and then the start to time and the requested date. Requested date means our this field name as a requested date, right? Perfect. So here we don't need to change anything. So before I have working with our account student fees. So right now where we are using our this database table as a account employer salaries, right? So for this table I have also created another model. So if you go, I have also created another model that is actually our model name as account employee salary. So now I copy it. So here we have to add this part. So that is our store. Into the store, that will be our model will be as a account employee salary. So before I have passed that as a year ID for the student, the class ID, the fee category ID, and then the date. So right now only here we have to pass this date, right? So that is our condition, will be only one condition. So better I remove everything from here. Okay, I remove it. So now our where condition, where our date will be our this date, that means that is actually our requested date. So right now I simply pass this date. Okay friends, so that is our date. So condition will be just like that same before. First of all, when you actually change that anything, it should be delected our previous all that record, whatever the recorded, I save it in our this table, and then it should be regenerated. That means I restore this data. Okay, that will be restored this data. Perfect. And then I take one of the variable as a check, that means the check data and the requested check manager. So here I put that same name as a check manager, right? So right now we don't need to change anything, everything will be just like that same. And then check manager, the condition when it should be not equal, null, the for each, everything is same. Now I want to save this data in our this table as a account employee salary table. So I simply updated it, and then our data, and the here only we have to update the date. That means our date format, you can see the same here, we don't need to use it. Better I want to remove it. Okay, so that will be as a one of the date. That means with this data I want to access our database field name as a date, and this date will be our this date, right? So I just simply pass this date. And after that I want to pass our employee ID. Okay, that will be the employee ID. So that will be, you can see previously I have already passed that as a student ID. So now that will be the same. So right now we don't need this, I remove it. So that will be as a employee ID for our this table. Employee ID will be our requested. Here I have also passed one of the hidden. You can see I have also passed one of the hidden, and that is actually our multiple array. That means the multiple array data will be loaded. So that is our employee ID. So now I simply pass it. That means here I simply pass that is our employee ID. So with requested employee ID, and there is our check data, and that is our I, right? So I simply pass it. I think you already know about it. And then our another one as a amount table, that means amount table field. So that is our amount field and the requested amount. So make that sure spelling is correct before I have make it as a account, right? You can see that is actually amount, and amount, that is a value. So our value will be passed as a total salary. You can see for the value here I didn't add that equal to. We'll get some of the error for this because this will be not able to insert this total data, right? So make sure you add that value equal to, and then our value will be our this total salary, right, which I have already calculated that data. So and I just take the things with this variable, so it will be add that value. So our amount field is appropriate, perfect. That means that is our amount field, and it will be check data with the I, that means the multiple data it will be saved, right? So you can see I added that empty array, perfect. And after that it will be save this data. Rest of this will be just like that same. Well, this message as a well done, data successfully updated, return redirect for the employee. I have already created one of the view page. That is our right now view page as a account salary view. I copy it, so that will be as a account salary view, right friend? And rather than it will be else, that show the error. That means sorry, data is not saved, and return direct to the back page with that notification. Okay friends, so that's all we have to do. So if everything okay, it should be inserted this data. If we get any error, don't worry, we will solve it. Okay, so now let's check this out. So that's all. Now click the save all, and now if you go there, click as a refresh. So right now it's totally empty. If you go there, now I click as a again employee salary. So from the employee salary right now you can see it's totally blank because here I didn't insert any data. Now click as a add employee salary. Now I select as a this December. Now click as a search, and you can see it's now perfectly getting this our total data. There is a Hassan one. There is a 6,000 as a basic salary. I select it as a paid for this month as a December. Click as a submit. Yes, you can see perfect. There's a well done, data successfully updated, and you can see it's now perfectly showing our name. That is the employee name, employee amount is visible, and then our date is visible. So everything is now perfectly working, friend. I hope you enjoyed very much. So we successfully complete that student fee, we successfully complete that employee salary, right? So next video I want to discuss about that other cost. Okay, so how can I add that another option for the other cost? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.